Hi, this is Misha. Just wanted to do a quick video on Colt's reissue, replica, reproduction, retro, whatever you'd like to call it, XM177E2 carbine. Earlier in the year, we showed you Colt's M16A1 rifle. You can check out the video, it'll be in the playlist. I just had this carbine come in as a customer had special ordered it. So I thought we'd take a little quick look at it. And just for comparison, I have my Troy retro reproduction carbine, also XM177E2, so a very similar configuration, very similar honestly. The difference really is in price. These Troys are about $1,200 brand new, and they come with 2 mags, a sling, this sling here, which is actually an original Vietnam, and a cleaning kit and manual, whereas the Colt comes with 1 20-round mag and a standard 2-point sling, a manual, and a little like patch, and these cost around $2,400. So is the Colt worth double the price? So quickly we'll just kind of compare. Again, these are extremely similar. On both of these we have a metal stock, which is correct for an XM, and the stocks almost look to have come from the exact same subcontractor. The details are, yeah, they are both 2-position, just in and then out. They both have the correct early style nut, not the Castle style. They both have A1 style uppers with forward assists. The Colt's is a little more original. The Troy does have a little bit of kind of knurling on the edge there, but still very similar. A1 style sights and A1 lowers. Now with the lowers, they have A1 pistol grips, and both appear to be original. The Troy is certainly original. I'm not sure the Colt is too, although the mold's a little different feeling. Now, one interesting thing, the Troy comes with a standard black phosphated bolt carrier group, and it has an A2 style port door. The Colt has an A1 door, which is a good thing, and it has a chromed bolt group, which is interesting because the XM177E2 would have been produced in the late 60s after the chrome carrier, especially the full chrome carrier, was long out of common use. So they both have the correct delta shaped slip ring, and the Colt does appear to come with the original, or at least very authentic reproduction handguards, 6-hole. They have the single heat shield. Now my Troy, this comes with 6-hole handguards, but they're only decent reproductions, but on mine I did put a original set of Colts, so these aren't the handguards this originally came with, but these are definitively original Colt period handguards, so you can see they look extremely similar to the Colt XM177E2. Moving on, the gas block on the Troy, the bayonet lug has been machined off, which is correct. It does have the flashing on the edge, A1 sight, and then the flashing in the front.
Hold on, please.
The Colt also has the bayonet lug machined off, and it has a slick side, or slick front and back I should say, base here, Now this, when it was originally made, would have had flashing as well, but what they would do early on for the first years of production, they would machine this off. So this would have been an early one, so for say an XM177 made in 68, 69, correct, but very late XM177s possibly could have had the gas block with the flashing left on, say from 1970. So the Colt's a little bit better there. Getting on, they both have replica moderators here with the grenade ring. You can see the Troy. Troy looks very similar. These are obviously not originals because originals are considered sound suppressors and thus an NFA item. Instead, we have a repro. The Troy is more or less hollow inside, and what they've done to keep the moderator the correct length, the original XM177 had an 11.5 inch barrel with a 4.3 inch moderator. When you put them together, it was about 15.5 inches. To make these legal, they extended the barrel to about 12 inches and attached a 4.3 inch moderator permanently, getting us an overall barrel length of 16 inches. Colt did something very similar, but also a little different. They still use a 4.3 inch moderator. It's more solid inside, and that's because the barrel's longer. It took me a bit to figure this out, but the barrel actually starts right at the end of the flash slots here. And I haven't measured it, but that would make the barrel probably about 14 to 14.5 inches. So it actually goes all the way up in through this part of the moderator. It's still a pencil profile, although, and this probably is just me, it feels just an nth of a degree thicker than the one on the Troy. Again, it's probably just me. The Troy feels just a little bit lighter, but that could just be the shorter barrel and the more hollow moderator. So what do you really get with the Colt? It does have a couple of maybe small advantages over the Troy, but it really boils down to the markings. You see the Troy here, it's marked XM177E2 US property. Obviously it doesn't say Colt on it, and the Troy markings are actually well concealed in the trigger guard area there. So they're there for legal purposes, but not blatant. Again, this is an A1 lower. The Colt is pretty much about the markings. We have full Colt AR-15, again XM177, US property, on an A1 lower. So much like I said with the original rifle, the lowers are very well done. Very much like an original. But also, like I said with the rifle, where Colt again did not really put attention was with barrel markings. This barrel should have some markings depending on which era exactly it was made in, either on the bottom or the top, and it doesn't. They did not mark the barrels. This era of a gun should have probably been marked CMPB for Colt, magnetic particle tested. Excuse me, let me back that up. CMPC for Colt, magnetic particle tested chrome lined chamber. It's possible that late XM177E2s could have had the B for chrome lined bore. And later in the 70s, they would go to marking these chrome bore full text, but that wasn't until about 74, so long after the XM177. So again, great on the receiver markings. Barrel markings was kind of a eh. So that is kind of an overview of the Colt. Let's see how it feels. Of course, this is brand new, so typical, frankly, military feel. Typical little play between upper and lower, nothing to be unexpected. And my Troy here has been shot a good bit, so it is necessarily feeling a little smoother, a little nicer trigger, but again, it is somewhat used, so we have to give it some credit there. I will also say the stock moves very smoothly on this one, whereas on the Colt, It's a little bit rougher, but nothing bad, again, being brand new. Well, you don't really see much on the Colt XM177E2. I think after the initial kind of interest or excitement, people didn't pay attention. So I couldn't really find a video out there, so I thought we would do a quick one while I had the opportunity. For a history on these, we have videos on that, so check out the playlist. Or just for any other old AR-15s, we have quite a few of those in the playlist. But yeah, the Colt XM177E2, is it worth it? To me personally, no, because this is not an original 70s Colt. And honestly, some of the parts are original, like the pistol grip, probably the handguard, maybe the upper, but the lower appears to be, I doubt it was made directly by Colt. It was probably contracted out because it has things like the selector stops, which is something Colt would have machined off. Plus, I don't believe Colt's done A1 pattern lowers in forever. So this could maybe either be a Nodak or Brownells or someone else lower that Colt has had marked. So considering it's a replica, just like the Troy, it just happens to have the Colt name on it, I would pay a little more for it, but not double the price. And I don't really like that the barrel is 14 and a half inches. I like the tactic that Troy took, because 12 inches is just very close ballistically and just the weight and feel to the original. And I just like that. I mean, if you want longer barrel, there's plenty of other options. If you're going to get an XM177E2, I think you want something as close to the original as you can come away with. So far, I'm still very happy with my Troy. And I do sincerely hope the customer is happy with his Colt. Like I said, this wasn't one we had in the store. I ordered this for him. So I'm going to now box it back up and ship it to him, and hopefully he enjoys it for many years to come. I mean, it is a neat gun. Not going to say otherwise, but with all the retros out now, I don't know. There's other options. There's also the Brownells, which we'll probably bring you in a future video. Well, this is Misha. We appreciate you tuning in. If you liked the video, please click like. If you haven't, please also subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And if you could, check out the link to our Patreon page. That helps us get out to the range with guns like these and show you how they, work live fire. We will catch you next time.